The Asian Individual Chess Championships 2025 Open Round 5 witnesses a strategic Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation positional variation as Omar faces Sankalp Gupta. On d4. On d5. On c4. Threatening pawn takes d5. On e6. Knight c3. Knight f6. Pawn takes d5. Pawn takes d5 entered in Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation positional variation. Bishop g5. On c6. On e3. On h6. Threatening pawn takes g5. Bishop h4 played by Omar. Bishop e7. Bishop d3. King castled kingside. On f3. Rook e8. Bishop f2. On b5. Knight ge2. Knight bd7. King castled kingside. Knight b6. Queen c2. On a5. Rook ad1. Bishop d7. Knight g3. Rook c8. Knight f5. It is novelty move. Bishop f8. On b3. On c5. Bishop takes b5. Pawn takes d4. Knight takes d4. Bishop b4. Threatening rook takes c3. Rook d3 played by Omar. Knight e4. Threatening knight takes c3. Pawn takes e4 played by Omar. Pawn takes e4. Rook dd1. Rook takes c3. Queen e2. Omar considers playing. Knight f5. Bishop takes f5. Rook takes d8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen c8 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop e1. Threatening bishop takes c3. Rook c7 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop g3. Threatening bishop takes c7. Rook a7 played by Sankalp Gupta. Rook c1. Threatening rook takes c8. Queen d8 played by Sankalp Gupta. Knight c6. Threatening knight takes d8. Bishop takes c6 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop takes c6. Rook e6. Rook fd1. Threatening rook takes d8 check. Queen g5 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop f4. Threatening bishop takes g5. Queen f5 played by Sankalp Gupta. Queen b5. Threatening queen takes f5. Queen takes b5 played by Sankalp Gupta. Rook d8 check. King h7. Bishop takes b5. Bishop e7. Threatening bishop takes d8. Rook d4 played by Omar. Omar's idea is to play Rook c6. King g8. King f2. On g5. Bishop g3. Bishop b4. Rook takes e6. Pawn takes e6. Rook takes e4 and seize the initiative. Bishop f6 played by Sankalp Gupta. Sankalp Gupta is looking to play. On g5. Bishop g3. Bishop takes d4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook d2 played by Omar. Bishop e5. Bishop takes e5. Rook takes e5. On a4. Omar is aiming to play Rook d6. Rook b7. Bishop a6. Rook b8. Rook c6. Rook e6. Rook takes e6. On takes e6. Bishop b5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook a e7 played by Sankalp Gupta. King f2. Knight d5. Rook c5. Threatening rook takes d5. Knight takes e3 played by Sankalp Gupta. Rook takes e5. Knight g4 check. King e2. Threatening rook takes e7. Rook takes e5 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop c4. On f5. Rook d5. King g6. Sankalp Gupta is aiming to play Rook takes d5. Bishop takes d5. King f6. On b4. King e5. Bishop g8. On takes b4 and seize the initiative. On b4 played by Omar. Threatening rook takes a5. Rook takes d5 played by Sankalp Gupta. Bishop takes d5. On takes b4. On a5. Knight f6. Threatening knight takes d5. Bishop e6 played by Omar. Knight e8. On g4. On takes g4. On a6. Knight c7. On a7 think carefully what is the best move for Sankalp Gupta. On h5 is the right idea because on h4. King f6. Bishop d5. King e5. Bishop f7. King d4 Sankalp Gupta have small advantage. Let's go to the main line. Threatening knight takes e6. On a7 played by Omar. King f6 is not the best move played by Sankalp Gupta. Threatening king takes e6. Bishop takes g4 played by Omar. King g5. Threatening king takes g4. Bishop e6 played by Omar. King f4 think carefully what is the best move for Omar. Bishop f7 is the correct move because on g5. King f2. On e3 check. King e2. King e4. Bishop g6 check position is equal. Let's explore the main variation. King f4. King d1. Pause the video and find the best move for Sankalp Gupta. On g5 is the right idea because Bishop f7. King f3. Bishop g6. On b3. King d2. On e3 check. Sankalp Gupta have small advantage. Let's analyze the main line. King d1 slightly worse move played by Omar. King e5 is an inaccurate played by Sankalp Gupta. Threatening king takes e6. Bishop g4 played by Omar. King f4. Do not rush. Can you find the strongest move for Omar? On h3 is the right idea because On g6. Bishop e6. On e3. Bishop f7. On g5. King e2. Still Omar is losing, shifting to the main line. King f4. Threatening king takes g4. Bishop h5. Slightly worse move played by Omar. On g5. Pause the video and find the best move for Omar. Bishop f7 is logical continuation as King f3. Bishop g6. On b3. King d2. On e3 check. King d1. Still Omar is losing. Let's proceed to the main game. On g5. Bishop e2 is not the best move played by Omar. On g4. King c2. On h5. King b3. On h4. King takes b4. On g3. On takes g3 check. On takes g3. Bishop f1. On e3. King c5. On e2. Threatening pawn promotes to queen at ex f1. Bishop takes e2 played by Omar. On g2. King c6. On promotes to queen at g1. King b7. King e5. Omar fought hard but ultimately had to concede defeat.